I want to give you some tips on how to find your perfect makeup without having to purchase all the colors and go, well, let's see. Or having to guess, take the guesswork out of it. I mentioned I was a hairdresser for 100 years. In addition to that, I also did makeup for my clients and for hair shows. In a pinch, sometimes I would have to do the model's makeup as well. So I'm more familiar with photography makeup and modeling makeup, so like a real heavy look. The everyday wear is a little tricky for me, but I'm really good at matching. So I'm gonna give you a couple of tips that I've always used and I've shared with people that hopefully this will help you. Now, the darker your skin tone, it's a little bit more challenging in that I know with our powder foundation, some of them could look a little, what's the word? I guess more gray, more ash. And sometimes those beautiful darker skin tones have a lot of that honey or caramel color. So it's like on the warmer side. So you have to mix. What I have seen with these though, is they look real true to color. So I chose light beige. No, excuse me. Not light beige, natural beige. I chose light 2 for my concealer. Right now in the summer, because I'm constantly in the sun, natural beige it's actually just a touch too light for me. But I chose this because number one, I know makeup goes bad, meaning like it expires. And I didn't want to have a color that I won't use. That's the second thing. Is number two is I don't really wear makeup in the summertime. I wear a little mascara. The only time I do is when I do a video or when I leave the house, like to go out. And I don't know if you're familiar with the East Coast, but we don't go anywhere anymore. So we're all still pretty shut down. So it's my backyard or the beach. And the beach does not care. The seagulls don't care if I look like a boiled onion. So I don't wear it, and I didn't want to be a poor steward of our products and take from somebody else. So this is why, that long explanation to tell you, this is why I chose natural beige. If you're looking at me and looking at my arms, which isn't really a good model, but even my neck or my face, you might be like, that seems a little light, which I love. I'm actually really glad I chose a little light, because when I dabbed it on, I thought, ooh, it's pretty light. And then when I blended it in, true to Savvy Form, it blended so beautifully. What you need to know about our makeup is the pigment actually blends. There's a scientific word for it, and I'm losing it right now, but the pigment blends and marries with your pigment. So if I use natural beige, and let's say Trish, since you're on, you use natural beige, it'll look different on both of us. Besides the fact we have different skin tones, but the way that it pairs with our own skin. I hope that makes sense. Okay, what you're gonna wanna do for matching your own is look at the circle, your eye color, look real close. And this doesn't, it doesn't matter what skin tone you are. This is true for everybody. It doesn't matter how dark your eyes are. I promise you, this is true. So if you look at your eyes, I'm trying to open mine real big like a Disney princess, and you can see I have a dark ring around the color of my eye. I'm a cool skin tone. Easy, right? If you have no ring around your eye, you're a warm skin tone. There's that. Now, you might be going, okay, lovely, now I know. But as you look at the colors, and what I wanted to do is pull up the different pictures so that you can see, so I can see and I can share. And you, if you're on a desktop, maybe you can look along with me. When you look at the foundations, there's the cool skin tones that we have a picture of, and then putting it against a warm skin tone so you can see. But when you look at, okay, I'm just gonna be a little catty for just a moment. They all have, it's like the same level. I talk about levels like hair color of skin. I would like to see that done on like how they did the Choose Your Shade liquid concealer, where it's like 4 different skin tones, skin levels. So that's me being catty and a little petty for just one moment, and I'm all done. Okay, now if you go to the liquid foundations options, just those graphics that you see, you have like porcelain, cool, ivory, neutral, buff, warm, right? So you can see. As you go along, we have fresh beige, natural beige, sand. Really, what you want to know is, what level skin tone am I? Am I more pale? Am I real dark? I have a friend, he wouldn't wear makeup, but I look at him, I'm like, he is so dark, so dark. And anybody with his skin tone, if he were to wear, or someone with his skin tone would wear the Cocoa Natural, it might require a dark 2 or 3 powder on top of it. Is that making sense? I hope so. So you gauge and see where you're at. We basically have 1, 2, 3, about 4 to, no, more about 6 levels. Let me explain the levels, because I'm realizing I'm speaking in hair color terms, and a lot of you might go, what? I have an iced coffee here. Okay, when I was an assistant in the salon, my boss would say, I need you to get me a level 7 coffee, and I would know. So here we go. So you see that? You saw how it pumped out. It's super smooth. And even on my dark hand, right, you can just see how it blends in. And voila. I mean, you can, obviously it's too light, obviously. But on my face, it actually blends really beautifully. Well, look at it, I'm sorry. You can see this is the one with the color. So yeah, I mean, I suppose if I had to, my face was that color, I could get away with it. The concealer, I'm not gonna mess with that, but you can just see this is how it looks. It kind of tripped me out because I'm used to a squeeze concealer. And so I'm like, oh, what do I do with a wand? So I'm like, I put on way too much.